So another hot topic during today's news conference, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's address to Congress. It's going to happen next month, and President Obama's decision to not meet with him.
As much as I love Angela, if she was 2 weeks away from an election, she probably would not have received an invitation to the White House. And I suspect she wouldn't have asked for one. So, you know,
Julie Roginski, Fox News contributor and a former political advisor to the late Democratic Senator Frank Lautenberg. David Avella, chair of GOPAC, a Republican training organization. Did you see Chancellor Merkel's reaction to that, Julie? I think when President Obama said, and neither would she ask for a meeting with me 2 weeks before an election, she was like, yeah, you got that right.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe there was something lost in the translation from English to German. Look,
she wasn't saying anything.
She wasn't saying anything. She was kind of, yeah. I guess. I'm really sure what that was. But look, what's sad to me about this whole episode is that support for Israel should not be a partisan issue. It should not be a Democratic or a Republican issue. And unfortunately, by what Bibi Netanyahu's done, what his Ambassador Dermer has done, by not informing John Kerry, with whom he had a meeting the day before this announcement, of his intention to have the Prime Minister of Israel address Congress, what that has essentially done is ensured that this has become a partisan issue, and that's unfortunate.
But hold on, because now there are reports that actually the White House was informed about this meeting.
Not by the Israelis.
Well, what do you know, David?
This is an astonishing, again, another astonishing reason the president gives for not wanting to do something. This is a president who, as a candidate, traveled the world right before his election. None of those countries had a problem with the president coming and being seen as a world leader before he became president of the United States. One. Two, there is no better advocate for the concerns Israelis have than Benjamin Netanyahu. And someone needs to come carry that message to the U.S. And people think the president suggests he's trying to influence an election. People have made their decision about Netanyahu's policies. His coming to the U.S. is more about keeping allies close, which is what makes, as we saw with the press conference with the German chancellor, a lot of our allies don't know when push comes to shove if we're going to be there for them.
Okay, go ahead. But Netanyahu could have easily made the same speech at AIPAC. He could have done it privately with Congress. He did not have to do it behind the president's back.
Julie, the House is an equal branch of government.
You're absolutely right.
The U.S. House can, if they want to have someone come speak and talk policy, they have the right to do that.
And nobody's preventing him from doing that, but then he doesn't have to meet with the president while he's there.
Here's the interesting question in an editorial today. Was the White House really blindsided by all of this? Is it really possible that no one in the administration had an inkling that an invitation to Netanyahu was in the works?
The problem, again, is not whether they knew or didn't know. Nobody has, I have no idea whether they knew or didn't know.
Like they didn't know.
Wait a second.
They've used that as a reason why maybe Democrats shouldn't even go to
what they have said, and they are right about, is that the Netanyahu administration, nobody, not Ambassador Dermer, not Bibi Netanyahu, nobody informed the White House. That is their job to do. It is not John Boehner's job to inform the White House. It is the head of state's job to inform the other head of state that he's coming to this country.
There is a bigger issue here than just a simple speech, and that is what ultimately is the U.S. going to do should Iran continue to have a nuclear weapon. And Netanyahu is coming to talk about that. And his problem is not with congressional Republicans. The president's problem is not with congressional Republicans. It's with congressional Democrats, the Chuck Schumers of the world, the Bob Menendezes of the world, all who want aggressive action, who now have to continue to take a back seat because this president doesn't want to take action.
In his State of the Union, he asked them all not to pass more sanctions while he continues to try to deal with Iran. David and Julie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
New details now about that shocking plane crash in Taiwan. The wreck